it for Cards Against Humanity. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And thank you for the donations for our charity. If you want to stick around, we are getting ready for Con Horror Stories, where I'll have folks up here that will tell you some really scary crap that has happened. Especially this one right here. Alright, folks. Those of you that have decided to stay and wait, welcome to Con Horror Stories. Normally we have a larger panel for this, but unfortunately, one of our major members, Mr. Alkali, due to personal issues, was not able to attend with us this year. So right now, it looks like you have two of us. We are going to do our best to give you the best stories we can, and make sure you enjoy yourself this evening. Alright, so the way this is going to work this evening is we have a donation box. You bring up some money, you ask us a question about a story or anything you'd like to know about running a con. If it's something we are able to tell, we will give you the best we can. We will not name names, and anything we will talk about is at least 3 years old or further to protect those that are, shall we say, ignorant.
They did or didn't do, but would be embarrassed if they know it happened to be told. No names, but a con chair can tell you something embarrassing.
From another con chair?
Yeah, from one of the other con chairs.
I'm going to go to hell for this one because somebody's going to tell me. I don't want to have to name a name. They're going to know and I'm going to die.
Alcohol will make it better.
Okay, I'll talk about another chairman. First of all, I'm Danny, I'm chairman of Brazil for Fest, and I'm a foreigner who does not speak good English, as you can see. I bring some alcohol so I can improve my English. I was about to say to all of the panelists, all of them, to drink before telling the story. But I think I'll save this for the staff dinner tomorrow.
Yes, because if we try to drink us, we're going to die.
We had Brazil for Fest 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
Brazil is 3 years away from here. Last year we had a co-chair in Brazil, and he's a very, very popular, but I cannot say name.
Can't say names.
No.
We know who it is.
Let's call it Grandpa Mogul. He was there, and he was our guest of honor, and he's not alive. He's a very kind and very, how can I say, a person who fights for charity. And he brought some stuff from his convention to Brazil to be at the church auction. And in Brazil, people are crazy about swag. So we had a flag, I cannot say no names, from the Rocko, his convention, and it started to get really high bids. At certain point, it was $1,000. So this chairman was really happy with the bid and started a lap dance over the bidder in front of the parents and the kids, because we have a lot of kids in Brazil. And I was there like, well, at least we're in Brazil.
Unfortunately, I know who that was, and I just had the image of that lap dance, and I think I'm going to be dying. No! Oh God, no!
I can show you. No, I can't.
He's got pictures?
Actually, it's on YouTube.
Oh God, we are going to go to hell for this.
We'd like to remind you all this is for charity, and we're sorry for everything you're about to see.
I do not consent.
Something at the same
in my head.
This is not part of the plan.
We're furries. We're like just that far above that.
Furries in Florida. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, dear God in heaven. Oh, this is not good. And this is on YouTube. I am not going to say the name because otherwise he will murder me.
Nobody recorded that, I hope. Good, thank you. Do you know what would do to my professional reputation if that got out on YouTube and we confirm it?
The opening of the ending ceremony is tomorrow.
Oh, we're not showing that video then.
Depends on donation, maybe $10,000 and we can do that.
I don't think my insurance covers that. I'm not going to be the chair of this con, but no. Let's see, a story about a con chair that I know that I can't say their name, but they'd be embarrassed if I told the story.
Please don't talk about the chairman.
No, I'm nice. Let's see. Well, one of our con chairs.
Which one?
Name redacted to protect the innocent and the ignorant, i.e. me. Let's see.
It's a little
He's gonna get me killed up here.
It's like after I got the voice, I want hardest now. I want it from Project Curl.
If you put lap dance Brazil for first, you can see.
See that? No, it's not gonna be a red dot. It's going to be a lot more and a lot worse. By running like hell. Hard part is I can't think of a good one to tell because I say that one to killing. No, that one. Yeah, we'll go with that one. It might not be something directly involved with him being the con chair, but it is a story about him that will get me murdered. You know previous con chairs we've had here, a few of them. Actually, no, I can't tell that one because that's too early. Damn it. Even though names have been changed to protect the innocent, I can't say that one.
This room is about over 3 years.
Just say it. Turn off the camera.
I don't have a good one because if I say it, I'm going to kill me.
Although it's pretty much in that story.
That will protect me.
Just tell him it was for a good cause.
It's for charity, okay.
Yeah.
Since we don't have enough people up here that I can really go through with a 3-year period in this one's going to slip through.
How much more do you need in this next 24 story?
Oh, no, I'm dead.
Yeah, so am I.
So if anyone knows this con chair, he would explain that he had been bitten by a radioactive spider. Whoa, I'll take it. But this this radioactive spider didn't give him superpowers, not the ones that he'd want. He'd clear a room in ways that would turn even a corner stomach. And he's one of my best friends. I have been with him at different conventions. I have been with him here at Furry Cruise. I've done a lot of things with this gentleman. But dear God, he can do things that defy logic and physics. So when a normal person passes gas, it hits, it goes away. When he does it, it stays there for hours. I have watched him in our main ballroom at one of the hotels. We were walking together, he rips one. I stared at him like, what the hell is that? He laughs and we walk away. We are backstage working on the electrical panel. 15 minutes later, I hear, God damn it! And there's one other of our board screaming at the top of his lungs at this person. I'm like, what the hell? So I walk back out front, right back over to it, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my dear God! How did you do this? He's like, what? It's not that bad. He said, you made him melt, and it stayed there. How? That's my superpower. Just don't give the man anything sour cream. Ever.
Make sure that drinks the lactate.
That doesn't work. I accidentally poisoned him, as he will say, when we were on the Furry Cruise. We share a room together, because, well, it's cheaper to put 6 people in a room that costs $37,000 than trying to put 2 in a room. And when you're in what we call the super mega suck my dick suite, because you get everything brought to you, it pays off. We're sitting in a room, I decided I want room service. In this room, they will deliver anything that's served anywhere on the ship at no cost. So I'm like, you know what? I feel like nachos. For some odd godly reason, I want something different. So I order. Well, I'm on the phone, he goes, do they have pizza? Hey, do you have pizza? Yeah, they do. Yeah, he wants a Supreme. 10 minutes later, they bring the food up. My plate of nachos are on top. And if anyone's ever had nachos, ready tortilla chips, cheese, and a drizzle of sour cream, that nice little white line. He picks up one of the chips, and I'm looking at him going, don't you do it. You know what he wants? Oh, that's just queso. Crunch. You just doomed us all. He walks away and grabs his pizza and starts eating it. I eat on my food, no big. 10 minutes later, I swear the room was filled with green gas. And bless his heart, I've never seen that man in as much agony as he was after that, but oh dear God, the room was dead. I tried to go into my room to get away from it. It worked for a little while, and then I realized the toilets are on a cruise ship. Toilet A, that's closer to the outside world, comes to the main hall, goes down the hall, down to their system. So he is defiling that with things that I've never heard. I thought I heard an exorcism scream coming from that bathroom. I thought I heard the souls of the damned coming from the bathroom. I'm like, I'm okay. I use the bathroom, flush the toilet. 3 seconds later, I about hit the floor because I got hit with a smell that almost killed me. I didn't figure it out until the next day. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I know I didn't do anything to that. And I just hear, Mwah. Like, what? It's like, Didn't you realize what's going on with the toilets? And I looked over him like, oh God, I hate you. That was the most excruciating 3 days for that rest of that part of the cruise that I've ever had to deal with. All right, now that I'm going to be a dead man, who's next?
I have a story about the chairman. The chairman of Further Convention South America. I will not say names. It's in a country called Brazil. It's the chairman. This chairman, a really fat, stupid guy, in 2017, decided to put the decoration all around the hotel with double permanent tape. All around the hotel. The decoration was super. But during the convention, this stupid chairman stumbled, with his big fursuit and dislocated his knee during the fursuit parade and got a nice nickname, wheelchair. Throughout the convention. At the end of the convention, okay, I'm talking about me, so I can say this. It was me, the stupid fat chairman. And during the closing ceremonies, Patsy, my vice chair and my wife, was there. We were crying I was crying of pain, she was crying of emotion, playing Foxes and Peppers, see you next year. Everybody was crying because the convention was in the final moments. And then the hotel manager enters the hall, the room, and tell Patsy, we are trying to take the decoration off the walls and have chunks of the wall coming with the decoration. And all the hotel had holes on the walls because of the tape that puts the decoration in. And Patsy, at that moment, Brazil, as you can imagine, Brazil Professor not as wealthier as Megaplex, because you see this beautiful hotel.
Wealthy?
Yeah.
No.
You are. And we're kind of working in a tight budget, so the hotel manager came to us and said, well, we have these chunks and we have to solve it. And Patsy came to me, angry as hell, and said, Danny, you did a shit. You did a really big shit. Now, who is going to pay for the wall? And I told her, Mexico.
And how did she take that? You're still alive, so I take it she didn't take it that.
You're still waiting for Mexico's money.
And you guys too.
True. All right. Anyone else have anything they'd like to hear and watch us crawl into death? Of course. Up to.
Did you have to walk off an area aside from gas for a while? A particular reason?
Did we have to block off any sections other than from gas for a reason or two? I wonder if that would count us having to close off the lobby-ish area of a hotel. Who wants to hear the story of Rocko's modern flight? Okay, who was here for when Megaplex was at the Embassy Suites? Which means a few of you know the story and know it near and dear to your hearts.
I was a responder. I have a photo.
No.
Project it. No.
We see the faces to protect the ignorant, and in this case, ignorant.
It's what he did to it.
Rocko's landing.
Yeah, I remember that one. Okay, so basically, end of the con, I believe it was Saturday night, Sunday, if memory serves. Sunday night, that we had just completed We had bought out this entire hotel. It was wonderful. It was all suites. We had a giant woo going off in the entire goddamn building. It shook the walls. I was so glad there were no normies there, because if there were, I think we would have all been killed. 2 rooms. Well, yeah, we had just finished the buyout. One attendee was locked out of his room. We found out that he was locked out of his room because he was tripping. Very, very deep tripping. He suddenly decided that he could fly off the balcony down into the atrium. To paint a picture for those that weren't there was a center of the building that was open all the way up about, 13 stories, 14 stories if memory serves. Dude, nice glass atrium up here, and it was open all the way down. And it had the seating area, the restaurant, the bar, a few couches. Well, when he went over the edge, reality slapped him and said, "You can't fly. You can fall." And he fell all the way down. 5 stories. And did die. He landed on a couch. The couch died. The legs exploded out the sides. He broke every bone. Arms, legs, thighs, neck.
Not that. Lower spine and hips.
Lower spine and hips, thank you.
Waist down every bone.
Yeah, waist down, every bone was gone. I believe his arms, if I remember as well.
Dislocated.
Dislocated. Thank you.
No, 5 stories.
You know what?
5 stories.
That was great. I figured out how extra loud that was awesome.
Well, the restaurant renamed the restaurant, or the hotel renamed the restaurant Rocko's Landing.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
Oh, he survived and he said okay.
We find out that he's in the hospital. He's gonna make it. We're all breathing a sigh of relief, and of course, our chair at that point goes, "It didn't happen on con property. The con had ended. Not our problem." The rest of us are sitting going, "It's your name, not ours." And we just walked back into our rooms and said, "We don't see this." We get told, "I'm never touching that shit again. This is never gonna happen again." It did. He got back on that shit, got fucked up again, and really fucked his life up. His arms at that point, I saw the video and the Twitter feed for that. How he's still alive, I don't know. All I remember seeing these pictures, his arms were like this. Purple, discolored, and it's like, what the hell just happened? After that, yes, it's like, no, stay away.
Oh, yeah, just went hard on, if I remember correctly, he had taken acid, ecstasy.
And it wasn't the good stuff either. It was like the bargain basement.
Because he was old.
So it was cut with stuff that should not have been cut with. All right.
I have a story for them.
Yeah, we had to close a part of our convention center in 2019 when we had, I cannot say names. A famous singer from the United States. He was our saxophone, and we have a drink in Brazil called cachaça. This is cachaça. Yeah, we make a drink from this called caipirinha with lime, sugar, and ice cubes. It's good. This American saxophone, yeah, fogo de chão.
Yes.
Yeah. This guy went to Brazil and he felt in love with caipirinhas. He took 19 in one day.
Oh, what?
And he was about to start playing his music. And we were like, oh my god, it won't work because he's really drunk. And we had a big screen, big LED screen behind of him, and he was playing like this, playing the songs. And we decided to put 2 steps behind of him to avoid him to fall over the LED screen. At Brazil Fest, the dance competition I host, dressed as a cross-dresser. I dressed like a woman, and I got big boobs, big butts, big everything. And I was there in the audience when somebody came to me and said, we have a problem. See, the singer. No. We need to close part of the convention center. We cannot go to the other side because there is a person laying down. She passes away in the middle of the corridor in the hallway. I say, okay, move the person to the side. It was really tight hallway. Move to the side so we can make people walk through it. And the person said she is epileptic. She has epilepsy. Epilepsy, yeah. And okay, we cannot touch her. So, guys, please get us our nurse to help with the situation. Yeah, that's the problem. The girl is the nurse. So we had to open it because these walls are movable, you know. We had to open the doors in the middle of the drinking guy show. And the drunken guy was almost falling over the deep water. For sure. The staff needed to hold him before he fell over the LED. So that's the story. We had to block part of our convention center because the nurse was saying she was having an epilepsy attack. And in the end, she's not epileptic. Yeah, she's borderline.
So who wants to hear some stories about injuries at cons? Oh, that VHD that he was talking about, that stuff's not designed to come off without any real work to the point where it's going to take the wall. I use it at work myself. No, blue tack is love, that stuff is death.
Use permanently.
We had a cake use it to hang posters on my dining room wall. I can show you what it does.
I've seen it. It's not nice. All right. Well, one of the people that was up here knows a story near and dear. I will not name names. All I will say is Frageylei. Frageylei. Fragile. All right, so a few years ago, I believe it was the DoubleTree, we set up the stage very nice. We had just gotten our lasers. We had spent hours trying to get the rig up without going through their nice new chandeliers. It took effort to get that in just right, and we were missing it by about an inch around each of our pillars. Beyond that, we decided, hey, we need a way to put our lasers in because they're not going to sit up on that rig. So our AV team and our electrician decided, let's put 2 drop-downs of truss in the back. We'll hang the lasers off those, it'll be out of the way, it'll look great, it's gonna be a great night. We have it up, everything runs smoothly. The lasers are running, the haze is working, the fire department isn't killing us saying that we're doing something wrong. Yes, I do the permitting here, I'm used to it. Holy ceremonies, we have everything working. At the end, good night everyone, thank you for coming to Megaplex. This person turns around and starts walking off the stage, gets startled, next thing you hear is the sound of metal clanging. and him dropping to the ground, grabbing his arm. He didn't realize the truss was right there, even though he helped me put it up. All you hear is him hit the ground and scream in pain. I turn around, look at him, look at one of our other teammates who have medical training, but of course we aren't allowed to say that. He looks at me and goes, "Go grab my wife." Said wife had just gotten into her fursuit and was gonna finally enjoy her day. Nope. I ran right out of that room, grabbed her by the shoulder, spun her around and ran her back in. She dropped her suit, ran right over to him and started cursing at him. It gets better. He's holding his arm like this. He can't move his arm. The paramedics get there. Paramedics go up and start asking him to put or fill out paperwork. His wife's next to him. They look over to his wife, go, "Can you fill this out for him?" She looks at him, looks at the paramedic, looks at him. He's right-handed, he can still fill it out. While he's sitting there holding his arm, looking at her like, what? His nickname has been Frageylei, or Fragile, ever since. And he hates me for it. He'll never live it down.
I have the story about injury at convention my knee. I dislocated my knee during the first February 2017. And last year, because I don't have many years, so I will probably break the rule. Last year, I had an attendee who decided to pick his badge and extra kit after the registration room was closed. So he was so angry, he punched the wall. But the wall in Brazil is not drywall. Is concrete.
The wall punched back.
No, he broke his hand. That's dangerous. Yeah. And he spent the rest of the convention with, yeah, like this, yeah.
No. Ouch.
I want a story about a staff member who was asked never to come back. Doesn't have to be a hot chair, it could be just a regular peon like me. Was asked never to come back. Why were they asked never to come back?
I already see the face he's making. I'm gonna let him take this one because I've got a lot of ones I gotta dig through.
Again, it was not long ago. We had a staff who is oh my God, I don't remember the name of the animal in English. Just a second. It's that animal that enters all the holes in the ground.
Meerkat.
No, it's not ferret. Maybe badger. Let's say weasel. And his first son is a weasel. And he says, I enter every little hole I can enter. So he decided to enter the hotel administration rooms without our allowance. To put in perspective, I went there once in my life. That's who signs the contract. Never been there. So he was there, he was asking the hotel manager his WhatsApp to talk to him, and he was just a plain staff. He was not a board member like you or chairman like me. He just decided he wanted to be something bigger than he was. We asked him kindly to leave the staff and not come back. Because we need to have good relationship with the hotel, and the hotel was managing. He was entering places because there is a lot of service areas here, and he was entering the places to. I'm not weasel, I can enter anywhere. We had this guy.
Well, that's definitely one way to do it. I'm trying to think of one that I can tell that's not going to get that person in trouble or me in trouble. I'm never going to avoid it. I'm on a board. I'm always in trouble. It's what happens when you sell your soul. Or you chosen to sell your soul.
You got voluntold to sell your soul.
Pretty much. but I can do it for a dealer.
Works, sounds good. I know the dealer you're talking about, that's all you had to say.
I don't know if I can go to that one, but you probably know the one I'm thinking about as well. Usually at the end of a con, when you're tearing everything down, we have a time frame we have to follow. You need to be in, out, and done because the hotel will start charging you for time. If you're supposed to be done at 4, you're done at 4. If you're not and you're going, well, they'll just start adding hours and time on there and well, as an expense. All of our people had started leaving. They all packed up. This one vendor hadn't. They were just sitting there gabbing, talking with other vendors, barely moving their stuff. We're watching this on video. Looking over and going, they're not moving. We need them out of there. One member of our staff looked over and said, you need to leave. Go do your worst. We watched this staff member walk out of the room. We're watching on the camera as he walks into that area. Stops right next to the table, and you see him just lean over for a second. Lean back and walk away. 5 seconds pass, you see her face melt. There's no decorum about how she's working on her gear. She grabs everything, throws it into the wagon next to her, and runs. We didn't have to tell her not to come back.
May I ask a question with regards to that story?
Sure.
The staff member that went and helped her vacate, is this the same staff member who just happens to have the superpower of staying part?
I plead the fifth. He's known for these stories, and if he was up here on stage with me right now, he would have looked at me and said, shut up, asshole. That's my story to tell.
His assholes would have been proud of it, 'cause that's the fastest she's ever broken down her shit, ever!
Very true. Usually she was the last one, and we had to pay. Not that year.
The 3 previous years you did.
Yes.
You told me that story.
He was also the first one that we learned that if you have a skill or a trade, don't tell the rest of your staff you have that. Whenever you set up electricity or anything in this building like this, you have to go through the vendors. You have to go through, like we do here, Edlin. They charge an arm and a leg, and usually part of, let's say, your ear, your fingers, your toes, your dignity, your manhood, everything. We are getting in and we're doing a site visit. We're looking around, and we like what we see. The hotel vendor's like, oh yes, we can do this, and well, if you need power in here, it's going to cost you this, and this. Our contract at the time looked over and goes, well, what if we have an electrician on staff? All you see is the person that is the electrician says, like, turn around and look at the chair like, what the hell are you signing me up for? I am not giving you my services for this. He goes, we're saving money, shut up. So all of the electricity, anything that was running on power, he had to vet, he had to certify, he had to tag out everything. So anything that a dealer had, he had to make sure it was proper, that it was certified, that it was not going to go over the amperage, that it wasn't going to blow a circuit. If it blew a circuit, he couldn't reset the circuit because it was behind the panels that they locked. It would cost us about $200 to $300 to unlock it. Not worth it. So he was very good at what he did. I became his apprentice. I am not an electrician in any way, shape, or form. I know enough about electricity, as he says, I know enough to respect it, so it doesn't kill me.
Good answer.
I walk with him and we've vetted every piece Sharing that room is our artist alley. Artist alley does not get power. Ever. You want power? Buy a dealer's table. At this hotel, we don't control the power. They do. It's a lot easier for me now. Not much for the dealers, unfortunately, but they get good power and it's set properly. But at this artist alley, we had a laminator because our artist alley attendant wanted to be nice and allow them to laminate their badges and their artwork. I saw them put it down. I looked over at my electrician. He nodded his head. I checked it. I tagged it. I walked away. A few minutes later, one of our board members walks through the room, doing their usual spot checks, sees an item plugged in the artist alley, raises holy hell, yells to find out who did it, who's plugged it in. Our artist alley attendant just pointed down at the tag. This was cleared by our electrician. We're allowed to have this. That board member turned white, apologized profusely, and walked out beet red. Came to Conops, said who the hell authorized that? Of course, the electrician gets his dick shaved. I did. What are you gonna do about it? That was the best moment, just watching those two buttheads going, he's right. You just got screwed. I hope you're ready.
Funny story about that car. That was the first time I was a dealer at. 3 o'clock in the morning, Walmart run because your ass didn't tag my surge protector because it was a Chinese knockoff. From Amazon.
Not my problem.
Should I tell a story about?
Was it silly, the story?
Do you have a question? No?
That was just one I just threw out there for fun.
Oh, yeah, he just did.
Okay. So I'll tell a story?
I
I have a good one from Brazil for Fest Year 1. Before the convention. All horror stories before the first year of the convention. Few days prior to the first year of Brazil for Fest, one of our attendees made a post on Twitter saying, I'm counting down to get an airplane and scream Allahu Akbar inside of it. Allahu Akbar, you know? Islam. And the Federal Police of Brazil, the equivalent of FBI, sent him a message, you need to be here tomorrow morning, we need to talk. So 2 days prior to BFF, we had one of our attendees at the FBI explaining them what is Brazil for Fest, a convention that never happened before. We have this document from the Federal Police of Brazil, explaining what is furry, what is Brazil for Fest, and why, and he's saying, it was only a joke, I was not intended to explode an airplane, and he was not allowed to board the plane, and he never went to Brazil for Fest. So he was never an attendee actually. We were involved in federal investigation because an attendee that never went to convention because he said we screwed a whole lot about inside an airplane. Crazy stuff.
Anyone else have any interesting stories they'd like to hear, or any anecdotes about any of our cons or cons that we've attended? All right.
Are there any stories about sex in public at a convention?
Adult activity. If it's past the 3 years point, I don't care at this point. We've got money.
Besides the lap dance, that we must.
I have a story to tell.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of ones that I can see that don't involve me getting in trouble or me seeing the FBI knocking on my door when I go to sleep tonight.
I have a story to tell it to us. Well, let's put in context Brazil. Brazil is not United States. Yeah, Brazil is all about being informal, not formal. So we had a debriefing meeting with hotel manager, hotel team, and we asked them, how was Brazil for Fest for you guys? No, it was okay. Did you have some reports from the hotel? No, everything was fine. Despite people having sex in the stairs, everything was fine despite of it. I think this is a problem. No, the security guards went there and said, no, you cannot have sex here. Go somewhere else. Somewhere else, right? Yeah. And they treated this with, they were so natural about it. We furries were like, what? It's not proper. And they were, no, it's okay. We sent them to other place. And no reports. Okay, that's it. And I have one. We have in Brazil, you know, bad dragon. Brazil is different. We have our own bad dragon company. It's called Headbanda. Headbanda hosts a big room party.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And we have a rule with our hotel, you cannot stay in the hallways of the rooms. It's forbidden at all, because you have other guests, and they complain. If they complain, they get reimbursed.
Yeah.
They get, not reimbursed, they get,
Arrested.
no, the guests get their money back if they complain. Refund. They get refund. So you cannot stay in the hallway because guests can complain. If they complain, they will get a refund from the hotel. Guess what? Headbanda had a room party, and they have a Telegram group with 1,000 people. And they said, come on guys, we have a room party at our room, free food, free alcohol. And erotic and toys to be sold. So we had 100 people in the hallway. And then the manager of the hotel said to security, go there and put them off. The security didn't go there. So the hotel manager himself went there. And he started screaming, there will be no BFF next year. You all need to leave the property. If you're not a guest at the hotel, you need to leave the property. There will be no BFF next year. And this became a big public relations problem for us. The problem was next day. Twitter. I love Twitter. Twitter is so good. The hotel manager broke the line because he wanted to buy his dildo before of the others. Hotel manager came into our conference like this. There will be no BFF next year. And I spent 4 hours convincing him, no, internet, we cannot control internet, it's just a joke, come on, they are youngsters. And from the naturality of having sex in the stairways to Headbanda room party, we escalated really quickly there. And our relationship with the hotel, it was like imploded. And we will host the BFF next year because I spent 4 hours now. 4 hours.
That sounds like a few times we've had to go talk to the hotels and go, please don't kick us out. It wasn't us that did it. It was. But I don't have anything that's really in public, but I got one that will be really Stairwell. We have a room party that's going on at the MC Suites. This party is loud enough I can hear it from my suite, and I have the hospitality suite, and I'm sleeping way in the back. I shouldn't hear this. My lead comes out, gets told by security, they go up, knock on the door. Hey, you need to stop the party. Okay, we'll take care of it. They leave. 30 minutes later, they come back up. You need to leave. Are my leads up there? The kid's going, I don't know how to get these guys out of the room, man. I've been trying. They won't leave. He looks in, looks back. Do I have permission to enter your room? Well, yeah, sure. He walks in. First person he sees, suitor, head, nothing else on. Looks at him. You? Yeah? This your room? No. Get the fuck out! Out the door. You? Is this your room? No. Get the fuck out! He does this to every single person in there, and all you see is a body shooting out of this room, going left and right up the hallways, until it's just the one guy and his roommate, just standing there and all like, how the fuck did you do that? I heard that story later, and I said, no, that couldn't have happened. Next thing I see is a guy coming out of the room looking over going, thanks again! What? And then I got told the story, like, oh my god, yes, I'm keeping that. Or the one where they went to check in on somebody, and on these hotels, rooms, we have windows that looked out into the hallway. They had blinds on them, so they looked nice, and some people were putting their fursuit heads into the window to make it look all cute. Some people were putting their trash in the window to make it look ugly. Well, we get a call for weed in a room. Of course, we can't do anything because it's not ours. But so we walk up, yeah, we smell it. They knock on the door, no one answers. We know there's somebody in there, they knock on the door again. They see a head kind of peek out. Goes back in. They pound on the door, and then they see this guy just walk out. He's coming out of the bathroom. Now, a bathroom has towels. It has large bath towels, small hand towels. This guy comes out with a washcloth. Covering just what he needs to cover. He was cold. Opens the door. The moment the door opens, it is like everything just hits at once. They were having the need of munchies about 3 floors up and 3 floors down just from the smell. Like, what's going on? I think you know what's going on. You need to stop smoking. Oh, we're not smoking, man. I'm gonna contact Buzz just talking to you, dude. Stop. He turns around and walks back in. The cloth doesn't move. So they're presented with this kid's backside as he walks back into the room, and he closes the door. I'm glad it wasn't me that had to take that call, because I probably would have been screaming every other profanity I could and probably throwing something back into the room.
What is the theme again?
I
Free? don't think I have another sexual. I haven't. No, I don't. No, I don't have another sexual.
Yes, you do, sir. I'm sure you do.
Yes, I maybe have, but I cannot tell.
Yes, you can.
It's because it's kind of not a short story, but anyway. Some of you know I have a baby fursuit. It's a fat female bunny with big boobs, big butt, big hips. And
Oh, yes.
yeah. Oh, 3 years ago, right? Not 3 days. Okay.
3 days.
3 days ago?
No, 12 hours.
Okay, I'll stick to 3. Anyway, I went to a furry convention, and there was one guy who wanted to know the girl under the fursuits. And the guy was stalking me around the convention. He even followed me to my room. So I need to call the security, the good security of the event, and they told the guy you should not stalk the big buddy, because the big buddy does not want to talk to you. And the guy continued to stalk 3 days. And the last day, I don't know how things in the United States work very well, and you guys have sheriff and police to security the convention, but you don't have that. It's all private. And at a certain point, the sheriff was involved and got him a warning. Hello. If he approached me again, he would get arrested. I was like, what? Is that serious here in the United States? Yeah. So I was kind of harassed by this person, but this person was banned from the convention, so I'm glad I will not see him again when I go to this convention again.
Did he ever find out?
No. I've got one. Who wants to hear about the Book of Kage? Who remembers the year of the arcade? It was a theme we used a few years ago that it was all arcade games all the time. Well, Uncle Kage had been attending our con that year. He found a friend, or I should say the friend found him. And this person followed him everywhere. I learned about this at that time. I was actually not staffing, I was a volunteer. I was in the hospitality suite. And Kage runs in and runs past me into the bedroom, which normally no one has access to. And I'm thinking, why did he? And this person suddenly runs in. Oh, have you seen Uncle Kage? No. Well, I thought he went, oh no, he was able, he went out that door over there. And the kid went out, and Kage just walks back out, looks around, nods his head, and disappears. Come to find out, not that long after, he follows Kage all the way up to his room and goes in with him. He doesn't take the hint and walks in. We tell him, you're not allowed to do that, and leave. He goes downstairs, and in this convention hall, we have one way into the convention center from the hotel. It is a small hallway. He parks himself in the corner of it and starts reading from the Bible loudly. And he replaces Jesus with Kage. He does not stop. Security approaches him. He gets louder. The board approaches him. He gets louder. The sheriff's office approaches him. He gets even louder. They take one look over at our board and ask, do we wish to have him removed? Before they can finish the words, I think all the board in attendance just said yes. Do you know how hard it is to move a body that doesn't want to be moved? Have you ever seen somebody get carried out by 4 strong police officers holding each arm and leg? Yes. That is how they had to remove him. And do you think this stopped him from talking? No. He just kept spouting off at the top of his lungs, all the way out to the car. And we can still hear him through the car. That was a year that I will never forget.
So,
I'll never forget that.
No, you know, it was the Filipino though.
Yes.
So, I wrote a story, and there's okay, my very first FWA.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm in a hotel. Around on YouTube. I see a little dish shop. In our hotel. Taking shots.
Take the mic for this one.
You're welcome for this. I will take the shots for this one.
So, FWA, I'm fairly certain this was, or not, yeah, I'm fairly certain it was 2015. It was 13. We're dicking around in the lobby of the hotel, and we pull up, I think it was at the time, probably YouTube. There's a local Atlanta disc jockey hanging out with con attendees. One of whom I'm pretty sure was a staff member of FWA, taking shots out of Thor.
Chance.
Oh, was it Chance? It was
Their
Chance.
chance.
They hollowed out
Hollowed
Chance.
out Chance. Taking shots out of Chance. And I'm fairly certain there was another Zeta that was turned into a pipe. So, keeping all of that in mind, what is a story you've heard from another con that you went, I'm so glad that wasn't Megaplex? And if it made the news, it's even better.
Actually, I had a pretty good along with that. The question is, it doesn't matter what the item is, but it got told completely.
Oh, I can think of like 5 that happened just in the few years I've been going Megaplex.
What's the question?
Items that got totaled.
Oh, yeah. Oh, like total, completely destroyed. You did not repair this.
Should we mention like the entire box of items that Elliot's lost?
I'm not going into that one. Oh God, no. I can't believe the blue sign is still up.
You mean to be totally destroyed?
Just the item, convention items that have been destroyed by attendees.
You know what?
If I know some convention that was destroyed by attendees, I know a convention that was destroyed by the staff.
Oh.
Are you guys agree?
I'm sure they are.
This is a big thing in Brazil. I will not tell this. But yeah, they destroyed their own company by doing I'm sure that was
Items that have been completely destroyed. Does dignity count?
I mean, we all must take them.
There's too much of that many laws that doesn't count.
It counts when you're a board member.
No, that's not what I would count.
You're taking me away as soon as you became a volunteer.
Yeah, when I went from volunteer to immediate staff the next year, Dad didn't even get a chance. It's when you're on staff.
I stick volunteer.
I'm a volunteer as well. I just got about a big I swear.
don't worry.
Give me time. I'm trying to think of a good one of something that's got destroyed by somebody else.
I'll give you another one that wasn't Megaplex. Even though it was a shared hotel, even though it was a hotel club, it is.
I didn't intend to know this, but I think I know which one you're talking about.
Maybe two, the ones that was a Regency, they went, or, Netflix, like 2 years ago. It was a big hotel fairly spring.
It wasn't a read, it was
It became a Regency.
rat.
In Madison, yeah. One of the last years, some of the bathroom walls ended up having extra access panels.
Yeah, no, we haven't had that here, thankfully, yet. I will murder somebody if they do. This hotel is nice. And I helped rebuild this hotel. Caveat, this was Peabody. It became Hyatt. I worked for Hyatt when I switched over. I was called out of a wedding to come up here and rebuild their IT system. I was told that if I did not report while I was at the wedding, I was going to be fired. So I had to be here for 16 hours.
Did you go to the elevators too?
I didn't touch those damn things. Those things can rot in hell right now for all I care. I had to deal with something on that, but I can't get into that one this year. Oh, it's going to be a good one in 3 years. Because I know what happened and who was in there, and it's going to be a good one. Let's see, what has been destroyed? Other than the couch at Rocko's landing, that was destroyed. Sure.
It was Megaplex, it was along Frageylei, but it involved the fursuit, the fire sprinkler, and the kitchen.
I remember the first suit, the fire sprinkler, it wasn't the kitchen, it was the bedroom.
No. The one with the kitchen downstairs. The newly rented.
Oh, now I remember it.
Yes.
Where they hung their fursuit on the sprinkler.
Weren't they also a con chair? Or con?
They weren't yet, but they were after that, if memory serves. They were GOH. They hung their fursuit on the fire sprinkler and opened their suit. Then they opened the suit. It was enough weight to trigger the fire sprinkler, and it opened up. Destroying the suit, because you know the lines that come off those sprinklers are not circulating. They're static. That water is not water at this point. That is stuff that should not be ever classified as water. It may put the fire out, but you don't want to wear it.
Ever again.
Well, this suit was totaled. And of course, the water doesn't stop on that floor. It continues to go down. And as our friend here said, into the nice new renovated kitchen that they had just finished. That hotel did not like us. They didn't like him either. He gets chased on that one a lot.
Is he still paying forever?
Not here. If you ever look into a hotel and you'll see a fire sprinkler sitting there, you'll see a little sign that has that no sign with a hook or a hanger on it. I think he's the reason. If he isn't, he's gonna be after I'm done.
So that's my original one. If you ever heard a story about at a con, and you were like, I'm so glad that wasn't my place.
Well, it's not a horror story per se. It's more, unfortunately, a sign of the times. MFF. Who here remembers the chlorine scare? Like I said, it's not a horror story, but it's something I really, really, really hope I never, ever see at a con. It's people taking shots at us that shouldn't be. We're human, mostly. But because we think differently than others, of course, people are going to try to make a scene for themselves. From what I understand, this was a mixture of bleach and a couple other items that was basically a chlorine bomb. Mustard gas that was put in a stairwell, set off, and they had to evacuate the hotel. If I remember right, this was MFF, it was the Regency up there. And this is in the middle of the night. They had to evacuate the entire hotel. And there are people in various states of dress, shall I say? People sleeping, people at parties, people doing things that people will do when they're alone and in the mood. In the middle of winter in Chicago. That's cold. Very. So when they evac a building, you don't get the chance to stop. It is get out now. So we have people that are outside that are in various sense of dress and distress. Luckily we had suitors that were around and they were huddling around the people that were not dressed, trying to keep them warm and shield them from the outside. From what I understand, it took a couple hours, but they finally opened the convention center next door to get them in. If I remember right, they also had a dog show going on. So of course the dogs are in spot, and they see all these people wearing animal costumes come in. Of course it's gonna freak the fuck out of the animals.
Did any of the first place the dog show?
I think a few did get best of show. I think.
If they did, they should have.
But it's just a sad side of the times. I mean,
The news coverage didn't help.
no.
And 2014 had similar.
Yes.
So February 2014, the very last day of the con, there was an FA convention coming in as well. Much younger crowd, mostly 14 to 17-year-olds, brought in chaperones. Some of them were staying on the same floor as the convention hospitality suite. Some of them thought it would be funny to pick up the house phone in the hallway at the elevator by the hospitality suite and say 2 words and drop the phone and walk away. Well, I guess those 2 words were.
The only thing I think of is either bomb threat, active shooter.
No. Officer down.
Oh, dear God in heaven. That just set off every bell and whistle at any dispatcher.
Peachtree and Peachtree was shut down for a mile radius with every squad car, every SWAT unit, and every fire truck and alpha unit in the immediate area. There was a police precinct half a block away that emptied into the hotel.
There were guests.
We didn't know what was going on.
In the dealer's den. Whatever room you were
They
in.
locked down the doors out. They locked down that floor, the floor above it, the floor below it.
We got
Nobody
stuck in
knew
the
what
game.
was going on.
Yeah, we got stuck in the game with an officer, hand on pistol, outside our door. There's like 10 of us in there. We could not go near the door.
They had to search every floor of the hotel to find out and ensure that it was a false report.
I'm glad it was. But being serious for a moment, it just, everyone just please be cognizant and be aware of your surroundings. The world is changing in ways that it shouldn't. We have been told that since the beginning of this year that almost every major convention has had some sort of scare in one way or another. They have never been proven credible. But a threat is a threat. If you see something, say something. Tell a staffer, tell the security, tell an officer. Do not hold it back. I've seen a few cons recently that have had to evacuate because of a scare. I have friends that are at these cons that are scared out of their wits thinking they're going to die. It's not right.
But it's better to react to that to scare than to not react and do it.
Yes.
The rule I've always lived by is you treat it as whatever it is. If they say this is happening, you treat it as that. If it's a fire, you treat it as a fire. If it's an active shooter, you treat it as an active shooter. You treat it as whatever they say it is, and you get your, I'm gonna be polite, get your butt out of there. Don't become a statistic. I want to see everyone that's in this room at my convention again and again. I don't want to see anyone in the paper because of something stupid. I know it's a morbid way to end the panel, but two of us up here trying to put on the best show we can for you when most of my A seniors aren't here. I appreciate you guys staying as long as you did.
We like that.
And at this point, I will go ahead and say that the panel has now concluded. Ladies, gentlemen, furs, elders, and us. Have a great night. We'll see you in the morning.
All right,